young and flourishing, transforming Africa. To God be the glory for the great things he has done. Thank you so much for choosing Church of Uganda Family TV this particular evening. And thank you so much for choosing Flourishing Hub. Edrine Osteen Mukalazi is my name. Now, you who is joining us for the first time, who is watching this program for the first time, Flourishing Hub is always on every Monday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. So, it's not by error that you're watching this program right now. But Young and Flourishing is brought to you by Flourishing Hub is brought to you by Young and Flourishing Foundation. Now, Young and Flourishing Foundation is built on 4 pillars, which are the basis of this program. One of them is money. We all need money, but Young and Flourishing gives you extra knowledge of how you can work for this money, how you can save it, and most importantly, how you can invest it. Now, the second pillar is daring in life. Of course, all of us want to be world-class businessmen, businesswomen, but we are not so sure of the lifetime of the businesses that we have right now. So Young and Flourishing builds up your confidence into your idea, into that small business that you look at as a small business, which in the future, or which will later be a world-class business. Now, the third pillar is strategy. You should be strategic. April is also ending soon, but have you achieved what you wanted to do? Do you even have plans for this month? If you don't have a plan, you'll always be in other people's plans. That is why having a strategy is really very important. Now, Young and Flourishing gives you the importance of being strategic in life. And the last pillar is mentorship. We all need mentors. We need people who we look up to. We need people who speak in our lives. We need people who have tested the waters that we want to test, so that they can share with us their experiences, which experiences can build us so that we do not maybe sometimes omit the errors that failed them. Now, this all is aimed at giving you the right mindset as a young person so that you can thrive through this world. Isn't that good for you? That is why I tell you, you made a right choice this evening, choosing Church of Uganda Family TV and choosing Flourishing Hub at this particular point. Now, we are blessed this evening to host a CEO. Who is he? I know you're excited to hear from him. But with us is the one Vincent Matsiko. He's the CEO and co-founder of NUGSOFT Technologies. Yeah, he's an experienced software programmer with over 8 years in programming and project management. Vincent has led the team in executing various software development projects in Nigeria, South Sudan, Malawi, Tanzania, and back here at home in Uganda. And he co-founded NUGSOFT in 2017, and the ICT firm specializes in providing business ICT solutions to schools, medical facilities, and general merchandise businesses. So he leads a team of more than 20 youth at NUGSOFT Technologies. So we are, with this background, we believe we have the right person to discuss with us how to leverage ICT solutions to improve business performance, because we are talking with the ICT icon, if I can put it right. Vincent, you're most welcome to Flourishing Hub this evening.
Thank you so much, Edrine.
It's a pleasure having you.
Sure. I'm also glad to be here with you on this program for the first time.
Sure, for the first time. And I believe this first time is going to be a blessing to someone out there watching us.
Yeah, sure. And I will be excited to share my experience, my understanding of this, and how people can really benefit from ICT in improving their business, how they can get best from their business using the available ICT solutions and ICT options available. Okay.
Yeah. So I gave our audience a little background about you, but I know this is known to what defines you entirely. So what I gave was just a little, but just to build someone watching us and to build their confidence more. How can you define Vincent Matsiko?
Oh, Vincent Matsiko is a passionate techpreneur, a software programmer, and someone who is very passionate about providing business ICT solutions. Obviously, I lead the team at NUGSOFT. I'm the CEO and I co-founded NUGSOFT Technologies. This was based on the passion of having or giving out solutions that help business owners and businesses in general or to get more value of what they actually have. So that's briefly who I am. And obviously, as we go on, I will share about which business ICT solutions are these, which types of businesses are we actually looking at, because we looked at the main areas in the industry and at least made sure that there are some specific solution which is going to make the work of the owners easy, to help them. You talked about strategic planning, you talked about digital zone making, and all this is possible if you have information, and this information is easily provided by if you have a system in place compared to the traditional manual processes where you will have to look through files, 100 of them and all that. And so that's where I am.
I'm already excited. You know, in talk about ICT, we always say this is an ICT era, and we know the government is working hard to see that we go digital. But I believe there is still more awareness that needs to be done, and thank God we have you in this program. I believe someone watching us, by the time we conclude, they would have gotten a reason as to why they should incorporate ICT into what they're doing, ICT into their business, and then, I believe they also see a difference. Now, to start up with, what are some of the common ICT software solutions in the industry, and what do they do? Because someone would really wonder when you talk about ICT software, you know, these are foreign terms that we are, as Ugandans, we are trying to learn and adopt into our systems here.
Okay, Edrine, it's very interesting that obviously there are some terms which don't need definition. If we dig into them, it becomes a bit more technical. If I'm to explain what a software is and all that, but at least you have hard software. Everyone here and there, they have hard software. But what are these softwares actually? Are they even there? We may actually be having them, and we keep saying we need software. We need them. So obviously the industry is too big. So but we can look at the common. If we talk of education. Let's talk of education. Me and you have gone through formal education. Maybe I don't know when you went through your studies, but for us back in the days and in the schools where we studied from, we had even no single computer, no computer in the whole school. And so what did this mean? That everything was manual. You would come from the day you have come at school, you have reached at the gate, the gatekeeper gives you the book to sign in. You go to the admission office. They write you there. After that, they say how much have you paid. Give them either cash or you go and bank money at the bank and bring a deposit slip. And so all of those were processes. But then because of the problems that were merged with all those processes, people started realizing that if there was a system, if there was a school management system, if there was a school ERP, what would it contribute? So you have seen lately, just even like one of the products we also have at NUGSOFT, which is the school software, and it's not only it's not the only software anyway. You have seen to almost, I think most of the universities now, you will find that there's a system. You apply online. Someone is in Gulu, he sits on his phone or his computer and applies online, and then they admit him at Makerere, at Chamboga and all that. Back in the days, you had to board a bus, even you have never been to Kampala, you are either stolen
with your documents, original documents.
They even get lost, they steal it from the bus park, and so one of them in the main industry, maybe briefly in education, is school softwares. They improve or they help to digitize operations of their schools, and they also make information and data readily available to the season zone makers, the head teachers, the school owners, the teachers and all that, to an extent that if a teacher needs to check the profile of Edrine, maybe he will click just on a single button. It says Edrine comes from maybe Mbarara, this is his date of birth, this is his parents, which would have been hard if a teacher was to get a pile of papers and just look through one by one. To look through 1,000 students, we even have schools which have 3,000 students. Would be hard. So it's very important, and I think we will share in details about this, because every school to me should have at least a school software to make this information available. We will talk in details and look at the forgeries, look at the duplicates and all that are created by the manual systems. Then the other one away from schools is the medical facilities. I think it would be a miracle if you tell me that you have never fallen sick. I believe at some time you have ever fallen sick.
Sure.
And imagine if you were sick, you went to medical facility A in Jan, you go back in Feb, and they start from zero. And so it still happens.
They don't have any record
exactly. Of you. So it's paining that it still happens up to now in some facilities. But then imagine if you came to the reception, you either put there your fingerprint or you just put there your name or your phone number, and they say this is Vincent who has come back. The last time he was here, he was suffering from malaria. They prescribed maybe Quartem, they also gave Panadol and all this. So a doctor would be interested to know if the dose didn't work, maybe he changes on medicine, or if there is something he needs to find out, you probably don't sleep in mosquito nets and all that. So surprisingly, if there's no information, if there's no this data, someone may prescribe the same medicine. Maybe you had developed immunity against this specific medicine, and so someone needed to check. But they can't trust this data. When we used to go in our local medical facilities, they used to give us a form and they say, come back with this form on the next visit. But it is almost impossible. People lose these cheats every other day. You will ditch hope as long as you have become fine, you have healed. Then you either throw it here or you forget it somewhere. The child picks it and runs it there. So all of these are things that these are the solutions in medicine. That can we have the solution? Can we have a solution that I have an app whereby just by either putting there my fingerprint or putting it on a specific part of the body, it tells me, by the way, you have pressure. Your pressure has gone high. Okay? So there are so many solutions in ICT in health that can be tapped into. But at least the starter one, the traditional one, having a best clinic management software, hospital software that keeps track of your inventory and know that probably you have this specific medicine in the store, it's expiring, because it's illegal to dispense expired medicine. So if you have a software which keeps it in check and say, you have this medicine which will expire in the next 90 days, please consider maybe issuing them out faster. Or they have expired, please remove them from the batches and put them somewhere to dispose them of. So those are some of the software ideas and solutions for medical facilities. And obviously there are so many challenges that come with getting them. People maybe don't have resources. You need computers, but at best, at least every medical facility would have this. So
is there an ICT solution for someone who is maybe running a retail shop or running, let me say maybe they deal in general merchandise? Is there any software that is available for them?
Actually, you'd even have asked, do you have one? Because we have one, and it's not the only software. Okay. There are many software in the market, obviously, but we have a point of sales software called Postcream, and there are also others. But what these ones now do are mainly tracking stock, tracking sales, tracking expenses in a big business. Look at a supermarket. Look at a shop downtown in Chikugo, where someone will make sales in a day. If you ask him how much have you made, they are like, let me check.
Let me first count in the counter.
Exactly, in the counter. So that means if someone who was there was not trustworthy, you will not have that money. Or if someone maybe made sales of 5 million, after that he maybe paid rent somewhere, he did this, there's no clear documentation. So at the end of the day,
you just need to remember with your pen and notebook, then you note down.
Which easily get lost. But what are these solutions that we provide, or our fellow ICT people provide? Is you are giving a solution that if the business owner, the owner of the shop in Chikubo, the owner of the pharmacy in Barara, the owner of a supermarket in Charwajara, if a sale is made, and me, I have maybe gone for my vacation, I have maybe gone for shopping in Dubai, I can look at my app and I say, since morning we have already made 15 million. I look at my app and see that much as we have made 15 million, there are expenses of 10 million which have actually been done. So that means if even there is a red light or yellow, the owner of the business is able to say this one in your time, which would be hard if it is the other papers, someone you have left there, you will come, you will not even have time to count stock, you will ask him, how much did you make? He says, I made 15 million, I paid this supplier. Information is scanty. So that's why, and I think every business owner should think about this. Yes, we think that it's maybe costly, or it's maybe spending a lot of money, but investing in an ICT solution or in these softwares, it is like any other investment, because you are spending money to save you from losses, to save you from these employees who would be cheating you and you would actually not know. So it's actually one of the one of the key challenges we have, that people look at the cost they are going to put there, but they don't look at the advantages. They don't look at what the software is bringing on table. Imagine a software which sends you an SMS every midnight. Whether you were on the road or somewhere, it says, okay, today the total sales you made were this, expenses were this, areas paid were this, the gross profit you have done on these sales are this. A system shows you a profit margin. People don't differentiate profit and sales. As long as it has made 15 million, it says, I have money now. But you may actually find on 15 million, he even sold some specific products on loss, because maybe someone who was selling didn't know the actual prices and all that. The other thing with such type of, businesses is tracking stock. Very, very hectic. If you talk to anyone with the supermarket, if you talk to anyone with the shop downtown with that deals in stock, he will tell you that one of the hectic exercises is stock taking. Why? Imagine you have the whole store full of things and you are going to count one by one. Counting would be okay, but you are comparing with what? So with the system, a system is going to show you that, okay, maybe if you did in shoe brand A, you are expected to be having 50 pieces. So if you are doing stock taking, you are comparing what the system gave you and what you have in stock. If you have a shortage, you know that there is that work being done somewhere by someone. So it's easy to find out such information.
So as you were talking, you reminded me of someone out there. They have their business, and every sale they make, they write somewhere in the book, I've sold this, I've sold this, I've sold this. And then maybe at the end of the day, they get a calculator and now total up all this. And I realize this is so hectic. But it also reminds me that days back, or even now, when people are advising you to start a business, they think you should have a clear record-keeping mechanism.
Correct.
Now, people think that when you're having a clear record-keeping mechanism, then you should have a pen and a notebook which you hide maybe under your pillow as you sleep, because no one should.
Yes.
So this book helps you to cater for all this. And I think people are slow to embrace technology because they don't know why we really need this software. We really need to engage ICT into our businesses. Kindly take us through some of the benefits that a business or a business person will enjoy when they have engaged this the software in their businesses.
Yeah, so that's interesting because as you were explaining that that actually even if you bring a consultant in accounts and business, we'll say first step is make sure you have a clear record of all transactions. People try, they get books, they get these cash books and all that, but then a book is easy to misplace and get lost. You will leave it there, someone else misplaces it. Imagine a book where you have been putting transactions since start of Jan, and now it's no more. You don't have any other copy. So those are some of the things that...
it gets over. You have to get a new one,
exactly.
And then you misplace this other.
Exactly. And so...
how will you compare the previous month with this one when the book is over?
Name it. So they ask you, you bring me a report of the sales which we have made in April. April had maybe a specific number of days. So you have no report. Because a report, you again have to go through the book. The time you are spending there. So that means with the system, you are saving time. And they always say time is money. And indeed, because the time you have saved, you can actually use it to do something else. That on the system, you would just say, okay, I want from 1st April to 30th. You just click the starting date and the end date, and the system brings you a report. You say, okay, I want this report put in a graph. Probably a pie chart brings you that. I say, okay, I don't want a pie chart. I need maybe a bar graph. Brings you that. With your book, that one would be 2 days. You would be able to go and buy a graph book.
Not even 2 days. Some people don't even know these other technicalities.
Yes,
so
yes.
Someone really don't know how to even draw this bar graph or this pie chart. So they are left out in that.
Exactly. And so the time you are saved can be used to do something else. But even the accuracy in the data compared to these books you were having, even if there's an anomaly, you are able to even see it earlier. That if you done how you were selling products, you say that this product was being sold at a loss. Why? Find out. Is it that someone who was setting the product's price set it badly? Was it because it had stayed in stock for so long and you know? So all of that it's what every businessman wants to actually look at. But access to accurate information in real time. As I said that a businessman does not run one business. Then you are not a businessman. He has, okay, if it's a supermarket, he has branch A, he has branch B, he has branch C. You cannot sit at all these branches. And on top of that, you also have life anyway. So a businessman would have a hospital somewhere, would have a supermarket. So if you are somewhere and you know that I can always look at what is happening at branch A, and so, okay, I think from morning we have made these specific sales. I also see that we have these products which are running out of stock, and it guides my planning. In your normal books, sometimes you may realize that something is out of stock when a client, actually, customers come and ask for something, and they're like, let me check in the shelves. I think it's not there.
You just look where you kept it and you're like, it is out of stock, we are sorry. Oh, that is when you rush to the neighbor.
Exactly. That is this, if you have the neighbor who can actually give you, that there are some neighbors who say this is the time to also pick it up. But a system which is going to send a notification that this product has remained with 15 pieces. It is coming to your order level. Please consider restocking. An email comes and SMS comes. Meaning that by restocking in time, you are going to keep your customers. You will not miss out on any sale and all that. So we have to believe that at least every business, whether it's what, you need a specific solution, an ICT solution, because of these advantages that come with them. Yeah.
Okay. So isn't this a little expensive and over demanding? Because I think, I don't know, but I think someone would now need to incorporate in more other expenses like data, like computers and what. Yet, instead of buying a computer at 2 million, you can buy this exercise book at 4,000.
Yeah.
And then you use it for quite some time, then you buy another one.
Yeah, so I will start with a scenario of one of our clients where we installed. Actually, it was a supermarket. So after installing the software, and he did analysis for a period of like the first 3 months, he realized that he was losing approximately 40,000 every day. That was unaccounted for, because people would just sell, and if he has made sales of 1M, he picks 40. It is hard to know. So if you got 40,000, just a small case, times 30 days in a month, that's 1.2.
Yeah.
Times 12 months, okay? That's I think around 14 something already. So tell me, so the only problem we have is that I also believe that yes, it comes at a cost, because you need a computer, you need, if it's a supermarket or shops, you need a point of sales seat printer, you need a barcode scanner. It comes at a cost. But as I said, we are looking at this as investment. Okay. It is an investment to make you save money. You are investing money just like you bought stock, just like you are paid rent and others, because it is going to help you to save more money. Okay. So the moment you miss on this, you will start thinking, okay, let me bring books. I will tell you that out of, if you go to supermarkets which write in books, out of maybe 10, you will find it is only one where the owner has time to come and review these transactions.
Or maybe they sit there and they receive this cash.
Yes. And what's funny is that, and it's normal, is that when someone comes to review the transaction, he just starts like one page. Remember, it's a whole month. You have like 60 pages. So he does like first 15 pages. Remember, he's a businessman. Someone calls him, I think there is some deal of 15 million. He says, okay, I will do this one next time. It keeps accumulating like that. Yet, he would have done his report. He says, I expect this money, I expect this and this. Why is it? Why did you spend here so much? We never allowed this type of expense. In some systems, like for schools and others, we even have an option whereby before you spend money, you initiate a requisition here, and someone who is responsible, whether the director or someone, has to approve. Meaning that he's in touch on whatever is taking place at the institution or the business. But yes, I agree with you that the expense part is right there. But us as also software providers, we have looked at some of these. For example, our case, we have enabled all our clients who use our hospital software, who uses our point of sales, and the one for schools, they can access without loading data. The system is online, but they can. So we have like paid for the service. So we realized people were spending too much on data. You would be having a pharmacy probably in Barara, and you buy that data for 50,000. And because these employees know that you are in Kampala, they go on YouTube, they go on Facebook and everything. Next week, boss, that data is over. And so we saw that it was a problem, and say, let us have all our clients access these softwares with that are spending on data.
How I wish the other software providers can also at least try to do that, so that software becomes something that people can really adopt very fast. Now, we are looking at how to leverage ICT solutions to improve business performances. Of course, in migration from analog to digital, there comes a lot of issues, challenges, security threats, risks, and a lot of things that we are going to discuss shortly after the commercial break. Don't go anywhere. And one of the ways to transform Africa is to digitally migrate in whatever you do in your business. So it is time to switch from the primitive or traditional ways of managing your business into now software incorporation. With us is Vincent Matsiko, who is the CEO and co-founder of NUGSOFT Technologies. He's sharing with us why you need software in your business. However small it is or however big it is, you need software. And now, Vincent, before the break, we had actually looked at why businessmen need this software. But sometimes we are so selfish to think that you, the developers or the providers, do not actually face challenges. What are some of the challenges that you face, you as the providers of ICT solutions, especially here in Uganda?
Thank you so much. I think challenges are like in any other industry, in any other business, you will find these. But I think ICT in particular, one of them has been, I think, trust. Okay. Trust by these businessmen, by the business owners, trusting that you are really going to provide a solution, that you really understand how they actually work. And that's why it even took long for people to really adopt to this. But I think much has been done. Now, if you compare it with 5 years, 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, it would be hard to convince someone that there is something here called the software. It's going to keep seeing what you are doing here, and will provide you this information that you can benchmark on. So I think that's one of the issues we still face right now, that it takes too much or too long to convince someone that you are going to provide a solution that is genuine, and it's going to provide what you have told him that it's providing. Why? Unlike maybe a shoe which you have crammed and no, probably if I get this shoe and I hit it on the ground and it reacts like this, it's original. For the software, unless you are technical, you will not easily differentiate what is better and what is duplicate. Okay. Because you may have something shining very well. And when in actual sense, at the back end or at the background of this, there is a lot of shoulder work. So it really takes us a lot of time, and especially when we are trying to onboard people, to convince them that we are going to give you a system. It's going. People see the problem there, but convincing them that what you are going to give works and
solves the problem
is hard. Why? Maybe because they have never used it. They have been, maybe they have also made some poor providers, because there are so many freelancers in the industry. There are so many startups here and there. So someone may have provided the software at some time and he failed to give support. And so someone knows that as long as it is these ICT guys, they are maybe not trusted. So it's always hard. But I think we have been able to, by the experience we have in the industry, like for our case, where it's no longer hard like it was 5 years ago when we had just started, because we have clients all over the country. If it's school, you are talking of 85 plus schools. If it's this software for general merchandise, stock, tracking and all that, you are talking of more than 100 businesses. So it's easier to even tell someone that, I know you have trust issues, but maybe these are people we have served. You can try to ask them. So people believe by seeing their fellow businessmen that are using the same software. But if it's not that, it's really hard. And but the trend has been improving. I think me and you these days, we can comfortably order for food online. Yeah. And you even pay before you actually see food. So you see that trust that the first online providers of food and clothes and other things,
they made sure that whoever ordered and paid, things were brought and in good shape. So they have bought that trust. We trust them, and so it's easier. But tell me in 2008, 2005, telling someone that you are going to pay online, they even don't know what online it is. It's going where exactly? Yeah. You have not paid it. Someone, he has not given you a physical receipt which is signed by his signature and all that, and says you have paid, you will have things.
And then there came a doctrine that was saying now we are getting closer to 666 because if now we are buying cashless.
That is what they said, that everything will be cashless. You will have to, and so, but people I think have grown past that now. People understand that. And the other thing is, which is even my biggest call to the government. I know I appreciate that the government has so far done much in making internet more affordable, and I do still think that they can do better than this. They can have policies which makes internet more affordable to everyone. Yes, now internet is like network is covering a big part of the country, but then we need to still make it more affordable. Every other time we see policies come up, but as long as internet is affordable, because those days where you'd find 50 MBs is probably 20,000, 50. It would be hard to tell someone that you are going to be spending maybe 500,000 every month at his business. But now you say, okay, we are going to give you free data for your business, and you will just load for your own phone to access from your phone. So the more government and other stakeholders makes data accessible and more affordable, the more people get to trust these ICT solutions, the more people get to consume them. And obviously, as they consume them, they are paying taxes. They are bringing revenue news and all that. But yes, data has been one of the biggest problems. The cost of internet, even right now, as we are providing it free for our clients, but we are paying heavily to providers who give us this. Because imagine that we have to pay a bill for all our clients who are using the software. You are talking of 250 plus, and you have to pay a bill monthly for them. So I do believe that going forward, this will be maybe also solved among other data and all that. Then maybe also the data to trust is also people still fear for their data. People see, you mean you now have access to my data? So that is also so trust, that people are fearing that you may misuse their data.
To corrupt this data.
Exactly. So they are talking about what if your server crashes. But obviously this comes back to the choice of the provider you get. That if I have so if you just get a free data on the street because it's very cheap, you are likely to hit the service provider of what? Of ICT. Okay. But until these companies which have entered this as business, they have backup servers. So just in case something happened, I think we will be talking about what if there is a hack, what if there is a server crashes as people bring it. How do you recover? Do you have a backup that runs in your time?
We actually talk about that because that was my next question. Yeah. The risks, the security risks, the threats, that are faced, especially when we try to integrate ICT into our businesses. Yes. Because this is also something, when you sell to me this software, is it that I now own it or it remains your product? Why I ask this, at the university where I studied from, it is said, it is alleged, I don't know how true, how authentic it is, but it is alleged that each time we are going to do exams, the developer of the software could disorganize it so that they pay so that students can sit for the exams without clearing tuition, and then on the last day of the exams, the software now normalizes. So is this what you people do deliberately, or it is just an allegation? And talk about all those other threats and risks that people might be having.
So I think I would want to believe that it's an allegation because at the university level, they have looked for a competent provider, they have signed a contract with the provider, they have signed all these terms together on what they should do, what they actually can't do. So I would think it's an allegation. Unless they got someone on street.
The allegation says that they didn't pay the amount they were supposed to pay. So that is why he keeps on doing that.
Usually those things are they're actually defined in the contracts we sign with clients. I also think that would not be the right thing. The right thing, if it is provided in your contract that as long as you are not paid, you suspend the service. It is completely not accessible.
Okay.
So now that comes back to the legal part of it, how the contracts are prepared and all that. And you can trust that I have looked through all that because those are things we sign every other day, and you know the impact, or you know that every time in the contract means something legally. I will go back to what you asked that
Yes.
If maybe we give the software, is it for the client? Is it our product? So there are so many types of now that one comes to business models, because even us, there are products which you come and say what we call custom softwares. Say, do for me a system that will make sure that every guest I bring on the show has to first sign in somewhere, track his information, which business he does and all that, and this system should always show me that so and so has come here 4 times. You know, this is custom. You have to find what you want, and we are going to do what you want. So we agree, if you are going to take on this system, you are going to fully own the software, then we have agreed on that after we have deployed it, it is completely yours. You can hire us to maintain, or you can get any other provider to maintain, but you fully own it. Then there is what we call software as a service, or these ones where we have a product that is stable, like I have talked of the of the school softwares, of the hospital softwares, and all that, where we say this is the product you have found it complete already. Okay, so we have agreed that you will be paying a specific annual subscription, and then you will keep getting our technical support, getting free updates and upgrades and all that. But it still keeps our product because it's a brand. We have said this product is ours, and for you are basically renting it. But then we have agreed in our terms that this and this and this is what you are able to access. This and this.
Does it mean that I have to pay every after some time?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So all this come to the business part of it. You may even actually come and say, "I want the hospital software where I will pay only once." It is also okay. We will bill you according to what you actually want. So that comes back to the business part. So dynamics change, and so someone may be paying per month. The other one is paying per user. The other one is paying probably per every student you add, if it's a school. So that every student you add on the system, you will be paying 5,000 once, or you will be paying 5,000 every other year. Okay? Yeah. So going back to other maybe threats and all that, yes, we would agree that there is no software that is 100% secure. 100%. Because much as you brag that it is 100% today, next day there is someone who is looking for where to penetrate through. They will try and fail. Obviously, companies have this security department which keeps checking through if there are any bugs, if there are any security threats. But you have had even the biggest companies in this world being hacked. So I think that's one of the biggest threats in the industry, that there is a lot of cyber crimes and cyber security issues, that much as for you have said that I have deployed a good software to help the businessman maybe do A, B, and C. There is so and so who is trying to say that how can I break into this and I expose this information. So that comes back to the service providers, that they have to invest in research. They have to keep up with the latest technologies in security, especially security to make sure that every new update is done, so that much as you are trying to break through, then I have known that you can break through this, and I have actually blocked that window. But also, as we do this, especially as who do software service provision as a business, we also look at what we call worst case scenarios. If the server crashed, what next? It will not make sense, much as we can be friends or be business friends in that case. When you have been using a specific software for the last 10 years, I say, you know what? We are sorry. We have lost data for the last 10 years. I think you would just look at me and you are like, I slapped this one, I just box him, what do I do? So we always provide the backup mechanism to say that if a disaster happened, at least we would have where to pick up from and say, okay, this has happened, but we have the data safe and we have rectified the problem. You can now resume working in the next minute. You have had even scenarios of the Facebooks, the Googles, and even big companies go off for maybe an hour, go off for 15 minutes, go for. So that happens. That's why I said 100% is never there. There is 99 point something. There's, so it's a challenge. But when we weigh in the merits and the merits of this, we still find it that we have to use these softwares. Okay. You may use it for even 20 years. When you have never got such problem, especially when you have a competent provider. And on top of that, if maybe you have a system that is accessed online, other than, because the local systems for them, they crash every other day. A computer crashes and you have lost everything. Yeah. So you start from scratch. So we found that it does not make sense, and I think most of the providers have switched to cloud, so that at least they make sure they provide the security needs of online and all that, but at least is life of the business owners, of the entrepreneurs and all that. Yeah.
Okay. Now, lastly, as we wind up, this is a little sensitive, but I have to ask it anyway. Is according to you as a software developer, and the team you work with, and comparing the clients to who you have rendered your service, do you find Uganda digitally ready? Are we ready to adopt ICT use in many of the sectors, most importantly in the business sector?
Yeah, so obviously, I can't say that we are 100% ready, because as I cited out, we still have some gaps. There are some areas which are not covered by internet. There are still some levels of computer illiteracy where some people can't use the computers and all that. But to a large extent, we are ready. I would rate ourselves at 70%. Yes, 70%, 75%.
With the high rates of computer illiteracy and connectivity.
Yeah, so this comes at the targets. Okay. Because if you are in a big business, if it is a supermarket, that means you are going at least to employ someone who has finished basically senior 4 and above. Don't bring your brother who is in the village because he's your brother and say, start you using this when he even can't read basic word in English. So I find that one, by the mere fact if I look at the trend we have passed through in the last 5 years, 2017, whenever you tell someone that something is online, they would run away immediately. In 2017, when we had started, all our products were offline. But slowly, we started bringing them online. I think COVID also played a big role. People started realizing that, yes, online works. So that's why I said that we are ready. If you go in most of the medical facilities in most places, especially in urban, you will find almost everywhere there is a system. You go to schools, so you see that there is a lot of a lot of efforts being done, and government has also been funding the ICT sector so much lately. They have had trainings in the rural areas, teaching people how to touch a computer. Back in the days, man, it was hard. It was hard. You do some of us. It took us longer to actually touch and feel a computer. So now you go to a village and show them a computer. Everyone knows this is a computer, obviously. So I do believe that we are ready, and it's the right time to start. And I do believe that every business owner outside there, if you have not yet embraced technology, if you don't have an ICT solution, yes, we have agreed that it may be at a cost, but it is an investment you are doing to your business. Just like you invest in time, you pay the landlord, you buy stock. Look at the cost of ICT solution as an investment you're adding to your business to grow.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much, Vincent. And now, as we wind up this show, just in a minute to send your regards to those who are watching you.
Thank you so much. So I would like to send my sincere appreciation first to Family TV for bringing me here and giving me this chance to share to the entire audience. And I would like to send regards to NUGSOFT family, and I know they must be watching, and thank them for the great work they are doing to this nation in particular, and also to my family. Thank you.
And we really appreciate, thank you so much for this time you've given in to share with us such important message. I know out there it goes for a cost, but you've given us free of charge. We really appreciate, and may God bless you for that. And may you always impact very many lives out there. And I believe you who are watching us, you must have now found a reason to incorporate software into your business, and why you really need it as urgent as possible. So this is Flourishing Hub every Monday, but just in case you came in late or you want to rewatch this program, you can as well find it on our YouTube channel. That is COU Family TV. Edrine Osteen Mukalazi is my name. May God bless you, and good night.